Alright, here we are with the last of our Focal 1000 series in-wall, in-ceiling speaker unboxing and overviews. I have here an ICW6 Atmos speaker, in-ceiling Atmos speaker. Let's take a look. So as part of my home theater 2.0 upgrade, I'm completely changing essentially most of the gear out in my space, reintegrating, re-implementing, reinstalling for a much higher end, more balanced and integrative type of presentation and level of performance. So I've been running Focal in-room speakers for a few years now, 4 years almost actually. I have Electra 1038 towers up front with the matching center, and I have 8 Aria 906 speakers doing duty for my side and rear surrounds and my 4 height speakers in the room as well. So I'm changing the room over to an all-in-wall Focal 1000 series installation. I'll have 3 IW LCR6s in the front behind a new acoustically transparent Seymour screen. I've got 4 IW6s going in for the side and rear surround positions in the theater, and 4 of these guys, ICW6s, going in ceiling over the seating position. So let's open it up and take a look. First off, one box. We've got magnetic speaker cover. So if you're putting these speakers in while you're still doing work in your installation, you're making dust, you're painting, all of that sort of thing, you can put these clear plastic guards magnetic onto the front, protect the front. That's come with all of these so far. We have a cutout template. 8.5-inch round cutout hole. Just hold that up to the ceiling, draw your stencil mark, cut and insert. We have our speaker grill with some backing material as well. This does have the Focal logo already on it. The IW LCR6s didn't, but the IW6s did. I'm really surprised by that because we'll see, but there might be another stick-on Focal logo in the box. It would have been nicer to potentially paint the speaker and then have the option to put the logo on afterwards, or paint the grill rather. Don't paint your speakers. And this is really cool actually. So not only do you get the round cover, but if you're a stickler, and I'm a stickler, for having consistent kind of design and presentation of the speakers in your room, they give you a square cover too. So make your choice. Do you want a round presentation or do you want a square presentation? It has a nice felt backing there around the parts where the speaker is not, to block the light and so on. This is pretty cool. I would probably actually be tempted to use the squares just because my room is pretty parallel. It's pretty rectangular. There's a lot of right angles. There's not a lot of round going on in there, except for the recessed lights maybe in the ceiling. So we'll see. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, but you have the choice. Anyway, so we have some documentation, custom install manual, the actual installation guide, pretty similar to the other 1000 series speakers, a lot of pictorials. So this one's a little more involved. Installing the IW6, the IW LCR6 is really just a matter of cutting out your templates and sticking the speaker right in, turn a couple of Allen wrench screws and you're good to go. This guy actually has a mounting bracket. So you make your cutout. You unlock this, You push this up into the ceiling, and then lock it down. And the actual speaker will push in here and create the assembly and lock everything down. So this very similar to, this is all plastic, this is not metal. Everything on the other 1000 series speakers has been metal. I would expect this, when we pull the speaker out itself, we're going to find a lot more metal versus plastic. It does have that same kind of felt lining, so as you push this up into the ceiling, this is the piece that will go on the outside around the hole, prevent vibration noise and that sort of thing, get a nice seal. Let's take a look at the actual speaker. There is one more pack of material in here, just like the other guys. So all the 1000 series speakers have the beryllium tweeters as a signature of Focal. Beryllium is a toxic substance. They have to do a lot to work with this material safely. Once it's in the speaker and all good, it's safe, doesn't pose a danger in your environment. However, if the tweeter on a beryllium speaker ever gets compromised in some way, it breaks, the guard comes off, you don't want to be touching it, you don't want to be messing with it. Use the guidebook, play it safe. There's a sticker in here. You take the sticker, you cover up the tweeter for safety precautions, and do what you need to do to get it replaced, send it back, and so on. So here is our ICW6. Nice hefty round speaker. Now I have to admit my disappointment. I didn't do enough research. I thought that everything in the 1000 series line was a sealed design. Why is this not a sealed design? I can't explain. To me that feels a little cheap. This does have a little more plastic to it. In some ways I'm almost kind of wishing I would have just done 4 more IW6s maybe for the ceiling. But it's the Atmos speaker, and those IW6s are a good bit more expensive than this. So it's certainly going to do the job, but I don't know. I think there's definitely a little bit of a quality difference involved here compared to the other speakers. I was kind of floored and very pleased with what I saw, felt, and held in the other 1000 series, and this is a little bit lower of a level, I think. But let's take a close-up. All right, so here we are, a nice close-up view. We have the same 1-inch beryllium tweeter housed inside the mid-range driver. That's the same 6.5-inch W cone that shows up in the IW6 and the other 1000 series speakers. So you can see here how we would kind of insert this into that bracket that goes into the wall. You grab and turn basically to lock it in, line up the arrows accordingly, and you're good to go. So this speaker is rated for 89 dB sensitivity, 55 Hz to 40 kHz, plus or minus 3 dB bandwidth, 8 ohm with a minimal impedance of 4.9. So this one drops a little bit lower than the IW6, but not as low as the LCR6, the big one. Recommended amp power tops out at 150 watt. Around the sides here, again, I'll express my disappointment with the fact that this didn't come as a sealed design. Take a look at the binding posts. These are the same spring tensioned type of binding posts that are on the other 1000 series speakers. Net weight with grill on this guy is quoted at about just under 5.5 pounds. So it's a substantial little speaker for sure. It'll certainly do the job for Atmos. So that's the Focal ICW6 Atmos in-ceiling speaker. There is another version of this. I think it's called the ICA, where the baffle is actually angled inside. This doesn't move and it doesn't provide any directionality, but for me that's fine. I don't have a lot of space for where my 4 overheads are going to go, and I only have 1 row. So I'll have one, or the back 2 will kind of be not necessarily right over the couch, but maybe just a tad hair behind it, and then a little bit ahead of that will be the other 2. I don't feel the need to have any angled drivers. I think shooting straight down is going to be perfectly fine to give me that panning effect and separation and so on between the speakers and the ceiling. I will be driving these with a Parasound A52 Plus amplifier, just like the surrounds will be. That's already installed, rated at 180 watts per channel into 8 ohms. Again, this guy's rated for a maximum of 150, so we're right in line there. A little extra in the power reserve. So yeah, a nice speaker. I think they could have done a little more to make sure that this stayed at the same build quality as the rest of the 1000 line. But again, it's Atmos. It's going to do the job. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to have all of these in. I made the choice when I did my theater space originally to mix and match that Electra and that Aria line. Doing the 1000 series is going to bring everything to the same spec, same tweeters, same mid-ranges, same line. The integration, the timbre matching, all of it is just going to be exquisite. I can't wait. I am a big fan of this brand. 4 years of using my Focal speakers. I really like the sound. I've really liked everything that I've gotten out of those speakers. That's why I stuck with it for this in-walls. And I really do think that this 1000 series is arguably one of the best and cohesive series of in-walls that's available from any speaker maker. And again, we're talking about the drivers essentially that you find in a $5,000 Sopra bookshelf. Yeah, it doesn't have the same packaging, and sure, the bookshelf is going to run circles around this probably from an actual in-room performance perspective. But you're getting that kind of technology in a speaker like this. It's going to be nuts. I can't wait. So we'll be installing pretty soon. I'll be covering a lot more along with thoughts and installation and integration videos and all that stuff. So please check back for more. Check out all the videos on the whole home theater 2.0 upgrade. I'm changing speakers, I'm changing processing, I'm changing amplifiers, changing out my screen, all kinds of stuff, trying to bring up my room to the next level of integration and presentation and performance. So please particularly subscribe if you like what you're seeing on the channel. Let me know if you have any questions about this Focal 1000 series. I will be covering it more in the videos in the weeks ahead. Gotta love when you're doing videos and your camera battery dies, so we're switching over to the phone to wrap it up. So please like and subscribe. If you're looking for some ways to support the channel, look down in the description. I'm putting a massive amount of money into my theater with so much to cover here on the YouTube channel, buying everything with my own money. None of this is sponsored. None of this is manufacturer provided. So check back for more. And as always, thanks for watching.